Hey, what's up? Yeah. How's it? Aloha. Welcome to Culturize. It is me, Makani, season 9. I am excited for this episode today. But before that, this is a space that we create. We created a space to share culture, to share and learn and talk story. I bring my friends in, and because I'm always a constant student, I'm a lifetime student of learning different cultures and sharing with you. So if you're listening on the podcast, audio-wise, mahalo for doing that. If you're watching on the network, we appreciate you watching on YouTube and also our social media platforms. Continue to do that. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, all those things you need to do to validate my existence. We are sitting here today. So my guest right here, we have known each other, years. I don't even want to age us, but counting years. But all I got to say is we're still on the stage, right? We're still on the stage. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for my good friend, stage partner, dance partner, brother, Peter Whitley. And now, but people, before that's your name, but not the name that we always use, because if he looks familiar, you're gonna be, why does that guy look familiar? And all those of you on the continent around the world looks very familiar. First of all, tell everybody where they can find you, because you are still on stage everywhere.
Yes. At Jermaine's Luau.
Jermaine's, you're Kamoana, right?
And at Kamoana too. Yeah.
All these different places. Fire knife dancer, Polynesian dancer, dad, uncle, teacher even. So we go back. I'm trying to think in my head. Paradise Cove days. But you were there. You started at Paradise Cove.
I started at Paradise Cove, yeah.
How old were you when you started at Paradise Cove?
I think I was like...
You was like high school, right? Or even before?
Yeah, I was like right out of high school. In like late 80s.
That's right. And then you went away mainland for a while. You came back.
Then I came back, yeah.
And that's when we first met. Before we get into that, what high school you went? Waianae. We just had the Waianae student body president here at the time. When you were growing up in Waianae, did you live in Waianae, or was it like Maili, Makaha? Because back then,
the whole thing.
Everything. But nowadays, everybody's like, no, not from Waianae, from Makaha.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up in
Makaha?
Makaha. Yeah. What was it like back then?
Oh. Nothing like now, though.
Yeah.
You know,
it was. Was it tough? Was it easy? Was it?
Yeah, all that that comes with Waianae.
Mm-hmm. When you grew up in the household, what were there things that were because we do cultural stuff now, right?
Yeah.
What are things you remember growing up, like your parents and grandparents? Like, was it hula? Was it music? Was it fire knife? What did you pick up culturally?
I think more like it was like hula, And then my auntie got into hula, and then she became teaching hula a little bit, But I think for me, it was like I was always at the beach. That's where I was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, I'm gonna jump around, but are you still on the catamaran, the boat?
No.
Oh, because that was for a while, right?
Yeah.
Before I continue on, and I know you do this on a regular basis, but I would like to offer you, because when we get together, when Polynesians get together, we always come together with a lot of times with kava. I gotta thank Shelly from Kapa Kava. I know you do straight traditional kava, but would you like some flavored pina colada? This is oma'o and lihi moi mango.
Yeah, we tried a lihi moi mango.
Obviously, and everybody loves lihi moi mango. So I do got to mahalo you, brother, for making time and coming out, and that's what we usually do. So if you ever get a chance to sit around and drink kava and mix with these guys, I say it's one of the greatest experiences. Yes. Sometimes I think to myself, you know what? When the tourists come to the luau, we should charge them extra for come sit down and mix.
For real.
But mahalo, brother. Yeah. And what do they say in Samoa when they drink? Manuia. There you go. Oh, what's that? Lihi moi mango.
Yeah.
Look at that. So whenever we get together, we do things like that. And another thing, I got to mahalo you for this as well. For those listening, we're talking culture. This is a cultured show, and we talk about customs that we have, like growing up, talking about hula. You brought a gift with you, a ho'okupu. Yeah. For those that don't understand, we always explain why do we bring ho'okupu and stuff when we go visit people. I want you to think about that. And when we come back on this next segment, a lot of times, we're taught as kids, you don't go to anybody's house, right? So I want to get your mana'o on that. If you're joining us, this is Culturized. This is the space where we get to share, learn, and talk culture. I'm with my good friend. I call him Pika. That's my brother. Fire knife dancer, fire knife teacher, amazing dancer. We're going to find out a little bit more about him right here on Culturized.
For all your money needs, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union is here for you. Visit HIFICU.com. Bringing you what matters. Viewers can receive the Star Advertiser Digital Full Access subscription for $9.95 per month. Go to staradvertiser.com and click on subscribe. Use the code AHITHING.
Hey, what's up? How's it? Aloha. Welcome back to Culturized. I am sitting here with my good friend Pika. We are sharing in some Kapa Kava. Right? Well, you got lihimoy mango. How do you like that?
Mango, yeah.
Because I know you're a kava connoisseur. What is it like to drink now flavored kava? Because you are hardcore. You, as Polynesians, they get you straight dirt water, like right out of the kava bowl.
Yeah.
In your opinion, real quick, so those that are watching, you always see us talk about Kapa Kava, which is this flavored kava, which I think is a cool thing. But I know we're going to jump around, but because it's on my mind right now, explain people to what kava is, in your opinion.
Yeah, it's a root from a plant, the bottom of a root, But this is
why do we drink it together? Why do you guys do it every night?
Socializing, there you go. Socializing, getting to know each other. Everybody sitting down, singing, talking stories, talking culture, talking just everything in life. In that circle at that time, a brother needs help or whatever the situation is. We have our arguments, then we have our teasing, and then it gets crazy. But at the end, it's like we all still love each other. And we leave in a good way. And
I think the rest of the world needs to see that. If you've ever experienced being around a tanoa of Ava and brothers and family around, and we'll argue, we'll laugh, we'll I mean, sometimes they go for they'll tease somebody and go straight for the jugular, just
going for it.
You said that. And then sometimes it gets volatile, like ready for a fight, and then always get the musician pick up the guitar and sing. And that's what it's all about. And I think it's not just about just the kava itself. I think, like you said, it's what happens around it. And that's why we always drink kava. What do they say in the religious world? We break bread, right? Polynesians, let's drink kava. And you guys do it every night.
Every night.
If you guys, all I know is if I sat with you guys every night, I probably would just be sleeping in somebody's driveway. So
we'll get you home.
You're right on somebody's back. So we're gonna continue to drink some Kapa Kava. Thank you, Shelly, for that. But we want to get back to you growing up in Waianae. When you got to high school, hula was first for you, and you started at Paradise Cove. At the time, I used to see you guys. You're a little bit older than me, but I remember watching Paradise Cove and thinking, "Bro, these are men." I used to watch these guys dance. Like, men are dancing here at this show. What was it like when you first started? Was Paradise Cove your first show?
Yes.
Really? What was that like, being on stage and knowing that, wait, I've been dancing hula this whole time. Now I'm going to get paid for it? What was that like for you?
Well, it's hard for me because, we're going to back up a little bit because when I got there, my auntie, she was that was Michael's mom. So she invited us, and then I guess it was 4 of us, boy. We all ended up at the luau. Then what had happened, we started dancing in one costume. That's how we started.
Really?
Yeah. And then right there, O'Brien asked me if I wanted to actually dance.
Jump on the line?
But I didn't know how to Tahitian dance.
Serious?
Yeah. So what had happened was okay, you know what? The only thing I knew, I was breakdancing back then.
Right.
Spinning on my head and everything. So I was like, man, if I can choreograph with these guys and dance with these guys, it can happen. So once I even jump on, I was like, dude, this is easy.
No way.
Let's do this, yeah.
So from breaking, spinning on cardboard, you just showed up at Paradise Cove to just in a costume, and then OB. But that's huge at the time, especially for O'Brien. So OB, we're talking about O'Brien Eselu.
Yeah.
Was the entertainment director at Paradise Cove for a long time. The fact that he said, hey, That's huge because he doesn't do that to a lot of people.
But at that time, it was him and Auntie.
What her name? I know who you're talking about.
The other kumu.
Are we getting old or what?
I think so, bro.
No, was Daryl there? Lupino?
No, O'Brien was actually the act with Thaddeus Wilson.
That's what that is. Okay.
Because he wasn't the show director. Because Uncle Sam Kapu'u was the MC at the time.
So
that's how far back I stay.
That's how far back you go.
Yeah.
Sam Kapu was the MC.
Yeah.
O'Brien and Thaddeus was doing the Imu ceremony.
Yeah, they're doing their act on the stage. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to Paradise Cove back in the day, you go now. You'll still see him there, but we're sitting down with my good friend Pico Whitney. We're going to get into a lot of what he's doing now, which is what he was doing before. And we're talking culture, all the cultures that he perpetuates. This guy is a one-man perpetuation of culture, from Hawaiian to Samoan to everything, right here on Culturized.
See Dr. Oda at HEC Medical Clinic Honolulu Specialist in laser weight loss. You can see the change losing 1 to 2 inches instantly.
Now that you're joining us, Culturized, we just figured it out. What are we on? 3? we just figured it out. You know, when you look at each other, we like, come on, you got to remember. Yeah. Auntie Vicky, that's right. Yeah. That was Auntie Vicky, Sam Kapu, O'Brien Aselu, Thaddeus Wilson were part of the show.
Yeah.
And so you were brought on and you went straight into the line?
Yeah. So O'Brien asked me.
Who was there at the time on that line? Do you remember the
G.C. Mokelehua was on that line.
Oh, he was the guy.
Yeah, he was the man. Yeah.
No way.
Jason.
So that was the time. I'm trying to think to my head. That's when the stage used to be. So now this is for us, but the stage used to be towards more the coast.
No, yeah, it was facing towards the west coast.
That's right.
The west side, yeah.
So once O'Brien asked you to dance, so I always thought you knew how. So you learned
at Paradise Cove.
At Paradise Cove. What was the hardest cultural dance you had to learn? Was it Tahitian? You already danced hula. What was the most difficult? Samoan?
Hula.
Really?
Yeah. Because of O'Brien.
Hello.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. You could be the greatest hula dancer, and as soon as you go to Paradise Cove, you just O'Brien, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
God, what were you guys doing at the time? Okepanivai? Remember the kala'au? Do you guys remember your first dance?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So Okepanivai.
I have a video of you on the box.
No way.
Yes. I'll send it to you.
We don't want to watch
but
that.
You didn't fall down that night.
So what he's talking about, we did this Aitutaki Cook Island dance, and if you guys know O'Brien Aselu, he was such a forward thinking and such an innovator. I mean, it was a traditional box dance, but if you go to Aitutaki in the Cook Islands, the box is like that.
Yeah.
Ours was.
Yeah, it was high.
And
it was super high.
I don't know how we got through it, but that was, for me, I think, one of the hardest dances at Paradise Cove, because when did you leave Hawaii? Because you
I think it was like
moved away for a little while.
Oh man, I think it was like.
Was it 80s or 90s?
90s.
Okay, because I remember this is how we met. I started at Paradise Cove, and I think you just had moved back to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And you came to watch the show. And this is typical Pika, and you're either gonna love him or hate him for this. He came to watch the show. Somebody came backstage and said, "Hey, this OG dancer is in the crowd," and he watched you guys. He goes, "You guys are all terrible." And at first she's like, "What? Yeah, this guy, I don't know if you guys know him, but he's watching the show," and he goes, "You guys suck." And I forget who was on the line with us at the time. And for me, initially, you're like, bruh. But I thought about it, and it's like, okay, if this guy has come from the history of Paradise Cove, you obviously got to know, right? So, and then right after that, then they brought you back to the Cove.
Yeah, I went back to the Cove.
And you were dancing with us on the line, right?
Yeah, I was on the line already.
When did you pick up fire? Or did you, even from back then in the 80s?
Yeah, I picked up fire before that.
No way.
Yeah.
So you picked up fire. And then by the 90s, you strictly became Fire Knife Dancer. One of the things I want to get into is were you the first in that Samoan international competition? Because you started doing, when did you start doing Fire Knife competitions?
93.
93.
Yeah, that's the first Worlds.
Yeah, that's the first Worlds.
Yeah, I went into the first Worlds at 93.
You went to the first Worlds at 93,
Yeah.
and you were going up against, who was it?
That was
Cielo.
all like Cielo, Ifiso'o.
So you were going up with those OGs.
So I had me, One, and Danny Magawe. One Tovo.
Oh, that's
And
right.
Yeah. So we were the three youngest was in that competition together.
Wow, I
Yeah.
remember that because I just started the Cove. And from there on, you just started blowing up in Fire Knife, becoming this huge icon in the Fire Knife world. If you're joining us, we're sitting with Pika Whitney. I call him Pika, and Fire Knife dancer, my good friend. But we're talking about all the cultures he perpetuates. I want you to, when we come back, of all the cultures that you practice and dance to, one of your most favorites. This is what we're doing, talking about culture right here in Culturized.
Pacific Spray Wash is Oahu's #1 trusted exterior cleaning service. We deliver a spotless job for all your pressure washing, roof cleaning, house washing, and solar panel cleaning. Long's Drugs is always here for Hawaii, providing your family with local favorites, accessible health and wellness services to keep you safe and healthy. Make Long's a part of your day.
Hey, what's up? How's it? Aloha, this is me, Makani. Look at that. Pika going straight into it. Which one is that? Pina colada?
Pina colada.
Oh, look at that. We're drinking flavored kava. So if things start to go sideways, it's his fault.
Sorry about it.
But so we're talking about culture and
sorry.
Here we go. I got it for you.
Already one bucket already.
Cut him off.
Cut me off already.
We're talking about culture, and you and I. It's funny because have you ever experienced this as a dancer? A lot of people, sometimes they would tell me, "Oh, you're selling out. You're exploiting our culture. This and that." Have you ever experienced that? Like people going
in the beginning, yeah.
Because now you're at a point you just look at people, hey, shut up. Because I like to tell people we're actually educating. So hula, Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
Fire Knife dancer, Samoan culture.
Yeah.
We've danced Tongan. We've danced Tahitian. What else have we done? I forget. What do you prefer? What is your most favorite to dance? Maybe a weird question because you're a full-fledged Fire Knife dancer now, teacher and judge. But what is your favorite to dance?
If I had to do it hula.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You remember your first hula?
Nope.
See, thank you for making me feel good because I don't remember my first hula. I remember my first hula at Paradise Cove, but not my first hula in general.
Yeah.
Now, we talk about Fire Knife. 93 was your very first competition. It was the very first World Fire Knife competition.
Yeah.
Did you enter any ones after that?
In 04.
In 04.
Yeah.
That was the World.
No, that was an international. The one in
so
Samoa.
In 04, what was that like? Because not only in Samoa, but you were actually representing Hawaii.
Yeah.
What was it like to go over there? Because if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the first times that people started to see somebody outside of Samoa, not only just in the show, but come in and be as good as they are. What was that like being there, representing Hawaii, doing Samoan Siva?
Yeah.
Was it welcoming? Was it?
Yeah, it was very, very welcoming. Yeah. So I was there with Dane and Brandon Maniafaiga. You know what I mean? Like had three of us representing Hawaii. And the welcoming was just unbelievable. It was straight off.
What was the competition like?
Oh, yeah. It was not so bad because those guys who was competing here at the Worlds, I already knew.
Oh, so you knew that level.
Yeah. So once I got there, I was like, oh, man, you know what I mean? But I just had a mindset like, okay, we just go in, we'll have fun, we do what we got to do, and, enjoy the culture of Samoa at the same time, which was intense too,
But you ended up winning that.
Yeah, there's always a story that we always talk about. It was like on a radio station, just like this, talking, and I don't know, it just happened. And then they were asking us like, what's our odds? Because there was only three of us,
right?
And then the whole Samoa, it was on the radio station. And I don't know why I said it. I said, yeah, we're gonna win. And then everybody looked at me. I was like, oh.
See, that's what I'm talking. They look at you
I don't
like,
know,
what?
you know. See,
Wow.
That's just my way of just I'm all the way over here. I'm just gonna do the best I can.
do my thing.
Yeah, just do the best I can. You know what I mean? If I win, I win. If I lose, I got the beauty of Samoa. Man, is like it was so like beautiful there. Like I wish like Hawaii was like that, to see these people still living off the land. Still, the culture was strong. The Samoan culture is like super strong over there.
And in your opinion about that time, mid 2000s, fire knife started to just grow
fast.
I mean,
fast.
We're talking. Wasn't there a girl from Taiwan in the female competition?
Yeah, just recently one. Yeah, like a couple of years. Yeah.
What is the furthest away? Because now you created a school.
Yeah.
Or a group to teach. Now you become a fire knife teacher.
Yeah.
What's the name of the school?
Toa Ole Afi.
Toa Ole Afi.
Yeah.
Now you start to teach. Is it difficult to teach fire knife?
Pretty much. It is.
Because there's a lot of people that think they just pick up a stick and put fire. It's more than that.
It's more than that.
It's way more than that.
Yeah. It's the culture too. Yeah. It's just like hula. Yeah. You can give an instrument, but it's not just the instrument, you know, the puilis, the ulu. It's the whole thing together,
like that.
And learning the culture of the Hawaiian culture, you know.
From learning fire from Manu Bakalso to dancing at Paradise Cove, now in all these multiple shows, becoming a teacher, and then you took a step even further and you became a judge. But they called you. What was that like for them to say, "Hey, we want you to judge"?
Yeah.
I
don't know. It was weird.
Was it?
Yeah.
Because now they recognize you, as an icon in fire knife, and now it's judging other people. Think about that. First of all, I gotta mahalo you, brother, for making time and coming and talking and sharing.
I
want you guys to do me a favor. Go over to the YouTube extended version. We're gonna keep Pika here for a little while. We're gonna drink some more Kapa Kava, and we're gonna talk more culture and hearing it from a fire knife judge, fire knife dancer, and the cultures of Hawaii and Polynesia right here on Culturized. Hey, what's up? How's it? Aloha, it is me, Makani. Welcome to Culturized, exclusive extended version on YouTube. If you're joining us from the network, mahalo for doing that. If you're on the podcast, listening in on audio-wise, we appreciate you for that. But don't forget, if you want to get involved in the conversation, you got to jump on YouTube, comment down below. If you're on the continent outside of Hawaii and you got a picture of this guy, isn't it weird? You travel the world. You ever travel the world? People go, "Hey, I have a picture of you and me." It's the weirdest thing. We're sitting with my good friend Pika Whitley, amazing fire knife dancer, Polynesian dancer, fire knife coach, fire knife teacher, fire knife judge. You've done it all. And what I love about this, brother, is that you're still doing it.
Still dancing.
Still doing it. You started in what year? 80.
I like say like the 80s, 87, 88, around there, like late 80s.
And you never stopped. And this is what one of the topics I wanted to talk to you about too is we know there's a lot of dancers today that they'll come and dance and they just leave. Yeah. Like what I tell dancers, you stay as long as you can until they say you got to get off the stage. Yeah. That's my theory, and we're still doing it. Thank God they still let us do it. We want to get back to judging. Yeah. When you started judging, what was the first competition you judged? Was it World?
The Worlds, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Who called you for? They just like.
Yeah, PCC asked.
Wow. When it comes to a World Fire Knife competition, or all the competitions, are there certain things that the dancer needs to do? I mean, as far as like type of spins.
Yeah, they already have a criteria for them. That they have to go and do. So the judges know that they're doing all those criterias. Yeah.
Wow. So
yeah.
And are you a harsh judge? Like
pretty
how
much,
you were with me when you said you guys all suck. Are you harsh?
No, it's because at that point that was different because I came from.
Right.
It's crazy because I'm like the youngest dancer at Paradise Cove and everybody's like adults. So I think that's why when I got there, I was learning the discipline at that time, and then it's like, wow, you know what I mean? It's like, and I can say like, like I had my bad times and my good times out there in Waianae, but I always say like, like those people who helped me and then dancing saved my life, man. It's
I'd like who I am. Say that again.
Yeah.
Dancing
Saved my life.
Save your life.
Yeah.
And think about that, because you're still doing it now. And it's crazy, even with, as our life goes on, you've had other jobs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
dancing still was consistent,
yeah,
right? So this criteria, I want to talk about criteria of World Fire, because we talked earlier. Right now, it's like everybody's auntie's uncle's cousin does fire knife, right? Some you're just like, whoa, qualify.
Yeah.
And some there's potential there.
Potential, yeah.
It's a weird question. What do you tell people? Let me just preempt it with this. Somebody sent me a video of somebody doing fire knife.
Yeah.
And they had said, "Oh, can you look at this video? This is me dancing fire knife, Samoan fire knife." I didn't know what to say. Yeah. Like, he was like, "Oh, can you give me your opinion?" I was like, "Yeah, but you're not gonna like it."
Yeah.
What would you tell somebody that is doing that? Like, it's just they're twirling a stick with some fire on it. Are you, just to get in the mind of you, would you encourage them to say, "Hey, go look further into it," or just don't do that and say it's, or do it but don't call it Samoan fire knife?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Don't do it.
Don't. Okay, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Because there's more to, for me, it's more than just fire dancing. You know, it's the culture of Samoa, how they live, how they speak, how they do. It's all that comes with the sivafi. You know. So
you have encourage them, and we say that, and I remember you sharing that with me too at Paradise Cove, was that whatever we're dancing, you make sure, and I clearly remember this, is
I still do it today.
Yeah, so you better go outside of the show and learn from people that are of this culture, so you know what you're doing. And that's one thing that always stuck with me when I talked to you about it. How many students do you have right now?
I have a couple of students, but it's for me, it's like I don't force the kids, because I know there's kids that are into sports, you know, and I get two of them that they play at St. Louis, and then they travel and they do, but they always want to, like, "Oh no, we want to fire dance." I was like, just do what you want to do. Like, I don't want to force kids to do it, you know.
In your opinion, do you think Polynesian dance, or any kind of dance, is a benefit to athletes? Because I always say, if you can dance, it's going to make sports way easier.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people, they don't make that correlation.
Yeah, it's the coordination. Yeah, you build good coordination. Yeah, and you're moving, adjusting, turning. Yeah.
What's the furthest away from Hawaii that you've taught somebody? Other countries? You've ever had anybody you taught from other countries? Because you travel a lot. A lot of people fly you. Where's the furthest place you've been besides Samoa?
Oh man, I don't know. I think the farthest I danced was all the way in like Toledo, Ohio. It's the farthest I danced.
Toledo, Ohio.
In the snow.
In the snow. See?
I'm the only one out there half naked.
That's crazy. We did a show one year. We were in the winter in Korea. It was like minus 30 degrees. And the promoter was like, "Can you guys come do a show?" And we're like, "It's minus 30 degrees. You see how we dress outside?" So Toledo, Ohio. We can currently find you how many days at Germain's? 2 days at Germain's?
They're like 5.
Nice. Are you still doing? Last time I seen you was at a Marriott.
No, I was
not Colina. What was
Oh, it's just like because Chief has his show at a Fia show. So sometimes when I'm there, like, you know, Chief will let me come in, and then I'll be part of the show and help out with the guys and jump in the fire, and just I like it because it's the most culture you're going to get. And the one thing about Chief, he's just like O'Brien, the perfection. Yeah. It's always about perfection.
Yeah.
And if you're going to get this and that and all kind of bad words coming with it, you know.
And here's another thing. We talk about you teaching others, people outside of you, performing everywhere. But you now have the Whitney legacy moving on because you're kids.
Yeah.
Your boys.
Yeah.
Your youngest is how old now?
The youngest is gonna be 9,
and he picked up knife the first time.
It was
like
one 3? Of the twins.
Well, one of the twins.
The smaller twin. Yeah.
They were like 3, right? 4, 3 years old, 4 years old.
I think it was like, I don't know. I think Michael was like It's like 6, I think.
And
so.
you like and knowing you fire right off the bat, not just the practice tip, but you're like, no.
Well, he was spinning already on his own.
Really?
Yeah.
Just from watching you, so you didn't be like, you got to do this.
Yeah.
He just saw Dad and it's like.
So me and Dane, we're super close. So Ninja Boy was already spinning.
Okay.
So when we did this whole thing, I don't know, the it's called the drive-by. Yeah. The drive-by was the one that
You guys started doing these drive-by graduations. So if you guys ever went to a graduation when COVID was happening and you seen a bunch of brown Polynesians walking down your street with big torches and fire knives, that was you guys that started.
Yeah. So Dane is the one that started it, and then at that time, no luau was going on. So some of those people were all friends, so everybody came together and said, you know what, we're going to give back to the kids. It got crazy because towards the middle, it's like, okay, this group got to go this way. We had like 20-something sometimes in one night.
No, it was funny because I remember calling you for Nohe's daughter.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we got this graduation, Milani. You're like, bro, we get like 5 today. And you guys are doing drive-bys all over the island.
All over, yeah.
The amazing thing was watching it. and because you figure the rest of the community didn't know.
No.
And here comes these just guys all dressed in and you weren't holding short torches. You guys were holding
big torches,
massive torches, and the drummers and everything, which I thought is. Are you guys still doing it today, even with COVID?
No. The only reason why is because everybody back to the luau's and everybody's working.
I think you guys should continue it like that. I thought that was brilliant.
So
the graduation coming up. Come on, I'll call you guys.
Yeah.
Is somebody graduating? They'll come to your yard. They'll fire knife right in your front yard for your graduation. It doesn't have to be a drive-by. Just the kind. But are you guys still do a lot of parties though, right?
When we can.
I know,
because we super busy, and I know like graduation's coming up and people's reaching out, but it's hard because I dance 7 days.
Tell them you only do drive-bys now.
Yeah.
You gotta go to party. Drive-bys. So the legacy of you, the twins, are both twins dancing? Siva?
No, just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that legacy is going to continue on. Are you harsh with him as you are with your students? No. You just kind of let him do his thing. Because he's amazing. I watch your videos like, man, that kid.
Yeah. What helped him was Dane's son, Ninja.
So he would watch Ninja.
Because my kids was actually the torch.
That's
the 3 boys was actually holding the torch in the beginning of the whole drive-by. So that's how it started. So Michael Boy watched Ninja and just going. I was like, and then he was like, Dad, I want to do that too. I was like,
no way.
But he was already spinning it.
Only Polynesians gonna give one torch to one little boy. Say, hey, walk down the street with this fire. Don't burn anything.
Yeah, for real.
I love this. It's always good reminiscing, but it's always good to share. If anybody ever wants to learn fire knife, now again, like Pika said, it's not just spinning the knife. There's way more culture to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Really quick before we end, a lot of people may not know fire knife itself started when. It was
Freddie Letuli.
Freddie Letuli.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that prior to that, it was what was it called? It was a war dance with just the blade, right?
Just the blade, yeah. Like a Nifolti.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It was the Golden Gate San Francisco World Fair, I think, that he put the fire to the knives. So I totally remember. If you guys know, comment down below, when did Freddie Letuli put fire on the knife and it became this whole huge thing?
I think the biggest thing for me that I in my whole fire knife career is like O'Brien helped me with my thing, but the biggest thing is O'Brien sitting next to me judging.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because that day we judged together in the finals.
That's right.
That was the first thing I did. It was
he brought you into this dance.
So I get like chicken skin because I that was like, wow, you made it. I made it. You sitting next to this person,
you become the status of him where people seek out your knowledge. Mahalo, brother, for making time. Mahalo for my Toa Ole Afi hat. You want to learn fire knife, talk to this brother right here. You'll see him on stage everywhere. This is what we do: talk, share, learn culture right here on Culturized.